relationships and nervous system regulation. Relationships and connection are crucial for human happiness and for our survival. The way that we react to our triggers can cause complications in relationships and lead to arguments or unfulfillment. Find out more in this conversation with Benjamin Fry. If you take a relationship and they're both underreactors, what happens?
Well, those relationships can last quite a long time, but they're probably quite unsatisfying. So there's not much risk and there's not much drama, but there's not much connection and maybe therefore not much joy.
So are you saying that you need an overreactor and an underreactor for it to work? Or
ideally not. Ideally you want people to simulate being just right reactors. Call them Goldilocks reactors in the book.
And an overreactor and an overreactor, it would be the opposite, would be drama and too many fireworks.
Yeah, you know, there's volatile relationships where people scream and fight and split up all the time and get back together. And, you know, it's difficult. Human relationships are very difficult. But in every area of life, ideally, we would react as if we have no baggage at all. Because ideally we'd be so... We'd have just let our mammal do its business and we would have no baggage at all. So you can start to try and think, how would I be reacting to this if I wasn't triggered? But to do that, you have to know you're triggered. And to know you're triggered, you have to even know this theory. You have to know what being triggered is. And even then, you know, I've been doing this for 10 years. Even now, there are times when I'm fairly convinced that I'm being massively insulted and transgressed by someone. In fact, I'm just triggered. And you know 3-4 days later, but in the moment, the delusion can be absolute.
And so the Goldilocks relationship, or the Goldilocks response in a relationship, would be when there is no baggage and someone's not overreacting or underreacting, they're responding in the most appropriate way at that time, which to me... when I just look at relationships just in life, you don't often see.
Sure. And so the problem is you have to work really hard to simulate it. And the techniques for simulating it are boundaries and containment. So if you have really good boundaries, you can protect yourself from some of the effects of triggers, which means you'll be less reactive. And then if you have really good containment, you can hang on to some of your reactivity, not all of it. You don't want to shut down, but you hang on to some of it. So an example of that might be, instead of throwing the furniture out the window, I might say to you, I'm so upset right now, I feel like I want to throw the furniture out the window. So that's an idea of containment. It's like I haven't deleted myself, but I've contained myself. And hopefully that will make you feel like you're in a safer place. So I think that, there are probably people who are fortunate enough to be, to respond ideally all the time to everything. And I think all of us have ideal responses at times. We're not all triggered all the time by everything. But the big questions, the big difficulties, and the big self-sabotaging in life comes when we are triggered and things are difficult. And I think in every walk of life, if we can improve the way that we manage those moments, will improve all of our relationships and all of our outcomes.